Hello guys, today we are talking about Hunger Games. Now this is a film that is interesting for me because I went into this film knowing virtually nothing except for the plot. I did not read the books, so I went into this film completely oblivious to whatever I was going to see. Whatever was on screen was going to be a surprise to me. I just knew that Jennifer Lawrence was a great actress and that essentially the plot is that it's this strange world. It's a whole bunch of colonies of people who are very poor and are trying to survive. And then there's this whole group of very rich people who put on this gladiator-like show every year in which they force children who they pick randomly by name out of a jar to fight and kill themselves to the death, and there's one victor in this battle. And they do it every year. It's called the Hunger Games. It's kind of like The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger, except a lot more serious and a lot more dark, and it involves children. There's a lot of hype behind the Hunger Games. A lot of people have been building this and talking about it for a long time, and I try to stay away from hype. I enjoyed the film very much. For me, Jennifer Lawrence is probably the strongest part of this movie. Her performance is great. She is such a skilled actress. Her performance was real. You really felt for her character. She was never over the top. She was strong. She was a strong female character, which I always like to see. She was supportive of her family but also really strong throughout the entire battle. Also, the film was very tense at times, and there's something really dark about this, and a lot of it is because a lot of the action and violence revolves around children. The violence is never glorified. It's never looked at as a good thing or a fun thing. It's something that's very looked down upon, and you really start to hate the people who are running this show. I mean, you just want to see that show just fail, and sometimes it was honestly a little hard for me to believe that people could honestly find so much enjoyment in watching children fight to the death. I just feel like that was a little far-fetched. I just can't imagine anyone just watching that and thinking, yes, this is awesome stuff, but that also lends to the movie because then you really want her to fight against the system. You want her to succeed. You want to see her succeed in what she's trying to do, and so it lends to the movie as well because you get even more invested in her character. The director of this film, Gary Ross, he uses a lot of shaky cam, and in this film I think it lent a lot to it. I think it worked very well because it didn't feel clean or polished, and because of that shaky cam usage I think it lent to the more like feeling like you get it sometimes, because some of the stuff you see in this movie really disturbed me and bothered me, and even now I think back and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to see that part again. The violence level is PG-13 for sure. So the review is finished here. See you in other video. If you want to watch other Hunger Games part, the link is in description.